So went on our week-long summer vacation last week and returned to a firestorm of work and our son starting, his first big boy school into preschool. And I've just spent 2 days being like, is summer not done? Is it done? Can it not be done? Because I'm not ready for it to be done. I'm just having a little bit of like the summer hangover moment. I'm not ready for it to be done. So in order to keep it going, I thought we could do, we're going to do the list of our favorite movies, top 10 movies that are set in summer. So why don't you start us off? What do you have?
Well, I'm going to start with a movie that I just watched the other night with some pals, and a late night Sunday fun day viewing that I'm sure had my neighbors wondering what the hell is going on over there. And that is the classic Dirty Dancing. Of course, the entire movie is enjoyable, but when it got to I've had the time of my life, we were up and dancing, and I was really afraid that people were going to try the lift in my apartment
I was
and
hoping
had
you
to kind of jump in the middle and put a stop to that because I kind of like my TV. Um, yeah, I mean, it's just everybody's seen that movie, right? It's classic.
would.
Swayze's so awesome. The dancing is amazing. I can't believe that the people I watched the other night did not know that Swayze sings "She's Like the Wind."
Oh, for sure.
So,
Yeah.
so that was entertaining. But yeah, nobody puts baby in a corner. Come on, nobody puts baby in a corner.
I carried a watermelon. I am going a little bit like retro nostalgic as well as far as like when the movie is set. And I'm going with My Girl, the kind of early 90s movie that had Macaulay Culkin and Anna Klumsky in it. I love that little movie. First off, it was filmed in the Central Florida area when I was growing up. And so that was, I don't know, that made it like extra special because you can recognize some of the places where they filmed. But I just think it's like a sweet movie about like young, like love,
Just come of
about young
age.
love, but it was like coming of age, yeah, young love. They don't really know it, best friends, like I don't know, I love that movie, and it's cry every time, and I just think it's sweet.
Another sweet movie that I really, really love and kind of feel, I don't know, I guess it's nostalgic too, because I feel like I'm a little old to love the movie, but maybe it's just because it reminds me of a certain time, but it's Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. And it's just the friendship. I love that those actresses are still friends. They have these little reunions, like after Blake Lively had her baby, they all went to see her and took a picture together. I just think it's super sweet, like you said about the last movie. It's just a whole thing about friendship, and they have their trials and tribulations, whether it's with their parents or with their first love or with the little girl who has cancer. They're just learning about so much. I want some pants that fit everyone I know.
I know, and be washed. That one got me a
Yeah.
little bit. I also, speaking of, I think you described them as girls growing up and getting to know each other. The Parent Trap. And I'll go either version, really. The original with Haley Mills, obviously the original is super awesome, but I also loved remake with Lindsay Lohan, like early good Lindsay Lohan, and Tasha Richardson and Dennis Quaid. He was super dreamy. I loved them both. I just think it's a really funny, sweet kind of family film about getting to figure out who your people are and love it. It's a good summer camp movie that transitions into them going home. I think it's
You
great.
know that there's a song in it. In the original, it only have I kind of
You
have a
ready?
nod to it in the remake. But in the original,
Yeah.
let's get together. Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
Why don't you and I come by?
Uh,
Yeah.
I
So, I love the singing. I love the
know.
singing in movies.
I'm surprised you made it through the Dirty Dancing without it. I was a little bit shocked and disappointed.
Another coming of age, I guess. Um, Movie that's really regained its popularity lately is Wet Hot American Summer.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny about this? I have not watched the Netflix series yet. So happy that the entire cast is back. But I didn't even see the movie until like 5 years ago. It was like, and I think that's true for a lot of people. I think it kind of like fell through the cracks, but then as almost every single person in the cast got famous, people started really
Yeah.
noticing it and wanting to check it out. And it's just funny and fun. And I like that it's lost kind of. It's not one of those that I'm like, oh, I've seen that 764 times.
Yeah.
Um, So yeah, I love the cast, and I'm super excited to see this reincarnation and continuation of it. And I love that they've added some new characters too that kind of fall in line with those actors.
My
So
sister's watched it. She's a super tough critic and she loves it, so it must be good.
it's true. She is a critic of us.
Um, yeah. I have two John Candy movies on my list, so I'm just going to lump them together because I feel like in the 80s he was like Mr. Summer, John Candy. Just like larger than life, funny, funny, funny. And they are Great Outdoors and Summer Rental. And Great Outdoors even had the benefit of having Dan Aykroyd. I just think both of them are just awesome about the reality, like the dream of taking a family on vacation and what it's going to be like, and then the reality of what it actually is. And now that we're kind of in that newly with a kid, it's like, oh God, is that there's like, yeah, well, either way, you can still think in your head what a vacation's going to be like, and then shoot it and be like, oh, okay, cool. And now I'll pull the wine. So I don't know. I love them both. I think they're both equally funny, and I definitely think Mr. Summer, Mr. John Candy makes my list twice.
And for those of you out there who like seeing like where films were shot, and kind of seeing studio tours and that fun stuff in LA, when you do the Universal backlot tour, you actually see the cabin from the Great Outdoors. And the coolest part about it is not just the cabin, although it's like a working set that you can shoot inside the cabin, but there's this very small lake, like a pond behind, and they explain to you how they like drape green all around it, a green screen all around it, so they can key it in to make it look huge. And that was one of the like coolest things that I saw on that backlot tour. So if you're in LA, definitely check out Universal. And it's hosted by Jimmy Fallon, my fave. One more John Candy movie, he's not really the main star of it, but he definitely has a featured role in it, is one of my favorite movies of all time, National Lampoon's Vacation. Now, this one was hard because not Christmas, but all of the other vacations are technically summer movies.
Yeah.
And I love them all. And we've talked before, Ashley and I are in love with Ethan Embry. My cat is named Mr. Papa Giorgio. However, my first cat was named Rusty Griswold. So I guess he represents all of the films, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that film's just fun. And another film that just recently got a reboot, which I don't think either of us have seen yet, but both of us will for sure. It's just a classic. It's a classic. And John Candy's part in it, I can't tell you how many times in my life I've said, sorry, sir, park's closed. Moose up front, should have told you.
Exactly. I am ending on what I think is my favorite teen set in the summer movie, and that would be the just wonderfully critically acclaimed classic sarcasm. Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead from the early 90s. Who doesn't love this movie? I'm right on top of that, Rose. I can't tell you. I use that daily in a work setting, and I'm really starting to age myself, obviously, because sometimes now I say it to younger people I work with, and they just blank face, and I'm like, oh God, this isn't good. This isn't good.
That happens to me daily, FYI. All of my references fall on deaf ears at work.
I know. This is why we get them off.
Yeah.
I will always listen. I don't know. It's just funny. I love that she basically dupes herself into like a corporate fashion job, and then the whole thing about hosting the big fashion show at the end at the house, and early what's the guy's name? Josh Charles from The Good Wife. When like he's so good looking now, he was kind of like dopey good looking then, but
Yeah.
I love it.
So I had a really difficult time picking my last choice. And, if you read my top 10 list, our top 10 list, and listen to the videos, I'm a super corny person. And don't think Ashley's not. She's just smart enough to not put it out there publicly. But
Girl meets world. Girl meets world. Really?
I have no fear. So, well, I really wanted to go with a Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen movie, which would have been Holiday in the Sun. I went instead with a movie that stars my favorite girl, Crossroads, Britney Spears. Now, this movie is awful. I know it's awful, but I like the cast, actually. I like all of the cast. Come on, Taryn Manning is in it. That guy from, what's that show on FX? Not Sons of Anarchy, the one that's like cowboy show. He's in Justified. Is that what he's in? No, that's not right. Somebody comment below and tell me what it is.
Okay.
And then the chick that's in Guardians of the Galaxy.
It doesn't matter who the rest of the cast is. It was the first thing that Britney Spears headlined, so they were supposed to be forgettable.
Yeah, even her sister's in the beginning playing a young her. So I did read recently that Britney would like to do another film. So here's hoping.
Oh, thank God. Universe is right again.
And on that note, we should probably just say goodbye. And
You,
again,
you
please
don't want to
comment
sing
below
us out?
and tell me how crazy I am.
You don't
I'm
want to,
okay with that.
you don't want to sing us out with the Crossroads song about how you're not a girl, you're not a woman, not yet a girl, not yet a woman.
Get a woman.
Damn, that was good.